If we want to make more money, we just add a new product and so on.
Elite Guard Training, one of the largest basketball skill development channels on YouTube, with 400,000 subscribers. If you go to their channel, you'll find hundreds of free basketball workouts and drills taught by real NBA trainers like Drew Hanlen. His list of clients include NBA players like Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, and Bradley Beal. But this video isn't about Drew Hanlen or any of the NBA trainers on that channel. This video is about one person in particular, Taylor Allan, the founder and creator of Elite Guard Training. Elite Guard Training has been around since 2011, and it's recently changed its name to Deep Game, which is also the name of their new product with the slogan, "Master the game that's played with the mind." Sounds enticing, right? So they have this 1 hour long masterclass, and Taylor starts the video off by talking about two games of basketball being played. The first being the obvious one, the game of skill, athleticism, and executing plays. But apparently, according to Taylor, there's a second game of basketball being played, and it's one you can't see, because the second game is hidden beneath the surface and what he calls the deep game. It's the game of instinct, creativity, emotion, transforming challenges, and staying poised under pressure. It's the secret all the greatest players in NBA history knew how to play, like Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, and LeBron James. He claims,
if you can't play the deep game, you simply have no place in high-level basketball because everybody at that level can play the deep game.
And then he goes on to make even bigger claims, saying that you don't need exceptional genetics to make it, you don't need freaky athleticism, and you don't even need world-class skills, because Deep Game is going to help you unlock those skills that have been blocked inside of you, and all you need to do is learn the rules of the Deep Game. If you're trying to make it to the college level or even go pro, this marketing is geared towards you. Now, for the record, I never had any intention of buying this program, but I know exactly how someone who is doing whatever it takes to get better in any way possible so they can make it to the next level is feeling. Because like many others, I had a dream of playing professional basketball too, and watching this video makes you feel like if you don't buy his program, you will never make it.
You simply have no place in high-level basketball.
For $500, he's going to teach you the secrets to the deep game nobody seems to know. He claims to have found because it's been his full-time obsession mapping out the rules of the deep game. So I went onto the Deep Game YouTube channel, and for the past 5 months, you can see that they haven't been uploading any content related to basketball skill development. It's probably because most players don't have access to a gym or a court, so Taylor's been uploading videos of himself talking in front of a camera with a bunch of books behind him. So I went through these painfully long 20 to 30 minute videos of Taylor circling around the point, telling stories, going off on random tangents, just so I could understand the message he was trying to tell his audience. Then in another video called Why I Know You Can Go Beyond Michael Jordan, he gets a question from one of his customers asking,
The question goes, Kobe and Michael Jordan were obviously both obsessed with winning. Winning would be considered an accomplishment, and law number 4 is all about growth over accomplishment. So are Kobe and Michael really masters of the deep game if they're so obsessed with accomplishment? An example of a master of the deep game, we use players like Kobe Bryant often as somebody that we look to as a master of the deep game. The answer is actually really simple. The answer is no. Kobe and Michael Jordan were not masters of the deep game. In basketball, there has never been a single master of the deep game, ever. An example of a master of the deep game, we use players like Kobe Bryant. The only masters of the deep game in human history have been people like Jesus, Buddha, Lao Tzu,
and admits that deep game doesn't actually have anything to do with basketball. It's just, I'll let Taylor explain it for you.
True mastery of the deep game is actually full-blown enlightenment. Okay? Enlightenment.
In the video, How to Play Better Than Players Who Are Better Than You, Taylor tells a story of a time in his life when he was getting beat by this player every time they played one-on-one. Let's call him Isaiah. Isaiah was the same height as Taylor, but more skilled, athletic, and also played professional basketball. Taylor claims the day he beat Isaiah in a one-on-one game was when he accepted the fact Isaiah was better than him.
It occurred to me that the only reason I was able to beat him is because I had fully accepted the fact that he was better than me.
What?
In a video called The True Secret, his message was, do what's necessary. In his video, The Real Secret to Becoming Clutch, the message was to stop fearing failure. Just vague motivational quotes that you could have found on Google Images in 10 seconds. Yet, he's charging $500 for this program. For Taylor to tell you the reason why other players get so good using Elite Guard Training and make it to the next level was that they meditated with a basketball and read while they brushed their teeth is deceiving and lying.
Number 1, you sit down with a basketball in front of you and you focus all of your attention onto the ball. It's kind of like this bicep curl for your brain. But if you want to play at the highest levels of basketball and really find out how good you can actually be in this game, like truly realize your potential as a basketball player, then you will treat meditation in the same way as you treat your skill workouts and your performance workouts, meaning it will be a mandatory fundamental part of your training approach.
The problem with mindset programs, enlightenment courses, meditation retreats, whatever you want to call them, is that they provide you with zero tangible results. The results are abstract and immeasurable. As a basketball player, you know your game is improving when your stat averages are going up. You're scoring more points, getting more steals, setting your teammates up with easy buckets, and most importantly, helping your team win more games. Why do you think legitimate NBA trainers like Drew Hanlen post his clients' stats on his Twitter? Because that's the only way he and his players truly know that the work they're putting in the gym is working. If Joel Embiid's stats are going up, what they're doing is working. If the numbers are going down, then they know there are things they need to work on. It's as simple as that. And FYI, Drew Hanlen isn't even with Elite Guard Training anymore. He's moved on and continued his work with Pure Sweat Basketball. When you visit his website and go through his products, you won't see meditation for basketball. All you see is training material, drills, and workouts that will directly affect your performance on the basketball court in real games. He even tweeted this: "What do you call trainers who don't work on things players actually do in games? Clowns." So explain to me, how is meditating with a basketball going to increase your averages in any of these categories? He knows you're a serious player doing whatever it takes to improve your game, and you will stop at nothing to be the best you can possibly be. Taylor is willing to sell you a program you don't need just to make more money. And if you don't believe me, I came across Taylor's old Vimeo account from 2009. On it was a video titled Video for Dan. Who's Dan? We may never know. But in this video, Taylor reveals his business model and how it generates money. I'll let Taylor explain it to you.
As you can see right here, we have all our front-end products, and then, the traffic is sent into the specific blog like we talked about. So each product has one blog, and then they go through the sales funnel. After the sales funnel, we'll follow up with our other specific offers that kind of pertain to that first product. So if they come through shooting, we'll follow up with maybe basketball training, ball handling, vertical jump, any offers that are and free content that kind of cater towards shooting. Our upsells for each package, and I'm thinking for now, upsell number 1 could be continuity, number 2, some sort of done for you package that's specific to the product, and then number 3 would be big ticket item, and I have a few ideas for that that we can put together. In this model, it would just be a matter of kind of rolling out new products and adding them into the follow-up sequence, and if we want to make more money, we just add a new product and so on.
So he referred to his business as a funnel. He shares that he gives away free workouts to get players interested, like those on his YouTube channel. Once you're hooked, he's going to sell you his most popular program to you, which of course is Elite Guard Training. When you buy that, then he's going to upsell you on a bunch of different programs like Elite Ball Handling, Elite Shooting, things you'd expect to already be a part of the program, but he's going to sell it to you individually anyway so he can make more money. Then when you feel like you've hit the ceiling in your training and you're not seeing results as fast anymore, he's going to sell you the big kahuna, the whale. Deep game. For $500, he's going to teach you the secrets to radically transform your basketball performance. Or in Taylor's own words,
if we want to make more money, we just add a new product and so on.
In 2009, Taylor started his first basketball skill development business, Basketball Renegades. He coined it as your no BS resource for basketball training strategies. He talked about the industry being filled with hype and scams, and he promised to set himself apart by delivering the absolute best basketball training information. He sold digital products similar to the ones he sells today, but back then they actually had cooler names like Ball Handling Mastery, Prolific Shooting, and today they're called Elite Shooting, Elite Ball Handling. And there was one program he called the IntelliGym, and the marketing was almost identical to the one in Deep Game. See it for yourself.
And in today's video, I want to talk to you about something that can literally make or break your basketball success.
The difference between making it and fading away in this game,
That's your basketball IQ.
is how well you play the deep game.
Up until recently, there was, as we know, really no real cure.
The problem is, nobody seems to know the rules of that game.
The good news is science has developed a new technology called cognitive engineering.
Over the past several years, and in particular this past year, has been to actually map out the rules of the deep game.
This same technology is being used in organizations like the Air Force.
It's kind of like this bicep curl for your brain.
You find your mind kind of wandering.
All basketball players, to some degree, suffer from what we call fractured focus.
You tend to wonder what the coach is thinking of you while a play is going on.
Is she watching me right now? The girl you're eyeing in the stands.
That actually trains your mind to think clearer, faster, and more efficiently on the court.
You start playing with this razor sharp clarity and vision and court presence.
And you could really become the leader of any team that you played on.
Your teammates begin to look to you as a leader on the team.
Back then, he was a little more honest, admitting there was something called basketball IQ, you, not some made up philosophy like the deep game. Also, if you're finding this video interesting, make sure to smash the like button so more people can see this video. So what happened to Basketball Renegades? Well, he decided to shut it down because he was going to start the EGT brand. So he put all his digital programs into one giant package, put a special discount on it, sent out an email to all his current customers and people in his sales funnel who haven't bought any of his programs yet, letting them know that Basketball Renegades was going to be gone forever and it was your last chance to get a hold of all these programs before they're gone. And in 2011, he started the Elite Guard Training brand, and then he did it again, rebranding the company as Elite Guard Training 2.0, and he did it again a third time. That's why the name of the brand is now Deep Game. And don't get me wrong, over the last 10 years, the Elite Guard Training basketball workouts have gotten progressively better. He's collaborated with some big names in basketball skill development. He's a smart businessman and an exceptional marketer. I'll give him that. But Taylor is more obsessed with making money than helping players succeed. He only has 50% of your best interest at heart. He'll teach you good training methods, but then he'll convince you to buy a program you don't need. And I know what I'm talking about from experience because I was actually a customer for a couple of years. I bought some of the workout programs and my game improved. I also bought the earlier version of Deep Game for $200 with my friend during our senior year of high school. At the time, it was called EGT X, and all we got were guided meditations, a guide to setting goals, a reading list, and basic health advice like sleep 8 to 10 hours a night, eat organic foods, common knowledge you could literally find on YouTube for free. And it bothers me that he sells an overpriced program of generic advice you could easily find with a quick YouTube search. He didn't even go to school to acquire any specialized knowledge. He just took a bunch of quotes from NBA players in interviews and claims he found a secret nobody has figured out. Here's what some players who have paid full price for the program are saying, and proof you can find the solution to the problem on YouTube. Jackson Casco, college basketball player. I was an extremely emotional player. I either became fearful or overconfident or shut down completely. It wasn't easy, but I am now composed and focused no matter what happens during the game. My scoring average went from 27 points per game, and I am now playing college basketball. Now hear what Kobe Bryant had to say on meditation and staying poised under pressure.
That was my introduction to meditation, and then seeing the poise that we played with. The fact that we can be in a hostile environment with fans yelling and screaming and pressure situations and it having no effect on us because we were never too high, never too low. We were just in the moment and felt very secure in who we were.
Here's another testimonial of a player who's bought the program. Julian Marks, Irish League Pro. I used to look at bad games as a failure until I realized they are nothing more than an opportunity to grow. With all the pressure off my shoulders, I was able to lead the country in three-point shooting in my senior year and just finished my first year of professional basketball in Ireland. Here's what Kobe had to say about failing in an interview with Lewis Howes.
I'll give you an example. So Katie Lou Samuelson is one of the best college basketball players in the country. She plays at UConn. She's going to be a senior.
Right now.
Right now.
Yeah.
And they just had a really tough season last year where they lost to Notre Dame in the final. And so I asked her, I said, have you watched the Notre Dame game? She was like, no. I said, well, why not? I said, I don't want to watch that. I said, I know you don't, but you're going to play Notre Dame this year, yeah? Yeah. What's the chances you see him again in the final? I said, well, you probably see him again. I said, well, you can't show up and play them without knowing why you lost that one, right? So, the mistakes that you've made in that game, you have to do the hard stuff and watch that game and study that game to not make those mistakes over and over again just because you weren't brave enough to face it. So she came down to the office. I brought her down to the office and we sat down, we watched that game together.
Wow.
You got to deal with
Face it.
Got to deal with it. Face it, learn from it.
Cringing for her to just be like, oh, replaying like we could have won, all these things.
That's exactly it, isn't
If
it?
I just did that one thing,
That's exactly
if I
right.
didn't get that foul, if I was scored that layup.
That's exactly right. You're looking at it and say, oh, there's the mismatch. Oh, there's the gap. And all those little things, and it sucks. But you don't want to have that feeling again, do you? Right? So you got to really study it, face it, and not to say you'll win the next time you face it, but at least you'll give yourself a better chance.
Yeah.
Taylor's marketing is unethical. He contradicts himself, and his stories don't make any sense. Watch any of his YouTube videos, and you can tell this guy hasn't discovered anything new. He's just recycling self-help quotes you could have found at your local Walmart and hung it up as a decoration on your wall. He's selling you hope that you can make it as a basketball player, regardless of the most important makeup of any athlete at the professional level. Great genetics, amazing athleticism, and exceptional talent. But according to Taylor, all you have to do is pay him $500 to whisper in your ear while you hold onto a basketball and meditate, and you'll make it. But I'm not telling you to do anything. Suppose you go ahead and pay $500 for the course. I'm just giving you a heads up. In the next couple of years, Taylor will probably need to make money, so he'll change his brand name for the 5th time and come up with a program called Deep Game 2.0 or the Basketball Bible because he's so enlightened. But in reality, it's just generic advice you can find on YouTube. And Taylor, if you're watching this, stop scamming people. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. You're the best. Make sure to hit the like button so YouTube recommends this video to more people. My name is Tristan. I make videos talking about popular training programs. If you vibe with that type of stuff, hit the subscribe button. I promise you won't be disappointed. Also, please turn on the notification button as well so you never miss my latest videos. 2 videos are going to pop up on the screen. Make sure to click one of them and I'll talk to you in the next one.